Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're taking a look at a cute little mod. Brings me back to the days of these types of small little devices. This is by AAAVAPE, and this is the Cub starter kit. Alright, so I'm a little wet here. It's here in New York. Well, I'll show you if I don't take it out and break it. This is the it just went dead. I wanted to show you the temperature in here, and it just went dead on me. Well, trust me when I tell you, I'll put a picture up there. Right now it's like 113 degrees is the real feel temperature outside. It is hot. We've had a weekend here in New York and upstate New York and the whole east coast of the United States that's just crazy hot. I have a pool, but I really don't enjoy going in the pool. I just, floating around in a thing of water, I don't know. I don't enjoy it. So I take care of the pool, and the family uses the pool. But I was outside and just sitting under a tent with a misting thing, trying to cool down a little bit because it's hot. But having a good vape helps. What juice do I have in here right now? I know. I'll tell you when we come back up on top. Let's dive right down, take a look at this cute little thing up close, and then I'll tell you what it's been like vaping on it. Alright, so today we're taking a look at the Cub starter kit from AAAVAPE. So let's just put this aside for a second. The box it comes in, really nice. They show you right in the box that you will get a 0.6 ohm mesh coil and a 1.6 ohm mesh coil. You will get a manual that is pretty nice and clear and easy to read and accurate. Looks pretty good. You will get an extra glass, you will get a bunch of extra O-rings, you will get your coils, and you will get a micro USB charging cable. Let me show you one of the coils here, the packaging. Really, really nice. Mesh coil, 1.6 ohm, 9 to 16 watts. Really nice that they label that and you don't have to go nuts trying to see this. Really, really like that. Great idea. Let's move all this to the side. They do also show you here, which I wanted to point out, aside from the two coils that come with it, they do have focus. They do have a lot of options for other coils in there, okay? So good to see there that they have all that information in there. Really nice. Now let's take a look at the device itself. This one is this like blue camo. They have all different styles you can see on their website, and you have this really small type sub-ohm tank. Now using the 0.6 ohm coil in here, you can use this with standard 7030 or max VG juice, and it works fine. Using the 0.6 ohm coil, you would want to use a 50-50 or a Nic Salt, which usually is 50-50 anyway. So this can handle both. You can put a high nicotine Nic Salt in here, or you can just use your standard favorite 3 or 6 milligram juice, or whatever you prefer. You do have your fire button, which is pretty solid and responsive. And I just turned it off. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll turn it back on. You do have your button to cycle between the 3 different power levels. It's 30 watts max, so I have to double check what those two are. When I give you the specs, I'll let you know what the options are, but there you go. You got nice and simple, very easy for a new vapor. You do have your micro USB charging. You do have on the bottom Cub, AAA SIGs, made by Quest. It's Quest Technologies Limited or something like that is the parent company. The tank itself is pretty simple, basic. You can, it is, by the way, a standard 510 drip tip on the top. You can get this off, and you can fill it right there. Just fill it along the side. This is on very tight with the O-ring, so you fill it along the side, not in the center, but between the glass and the chimney. You go ahead and you get this back on there. And very simple and basic. I'm not going to pull out the coil right now because it will leak, but you saw what the coils look like. Removing the coil is just a matter of unscrewing this bottom. You do have airflow, one big airflow slot, okay? So you can open and close it. Just one side there. AAA Vape written on the other side, or AAA logo, I should say, on the other side. Standard 510 connector. Fits nice in the hand, does a good job. Everything about it's been working fine. Button's been responsive, clicky. The tank has been great, no leaks, no problems whatsoever. Airflow is a restrictive direct lung, or you can do a mouth to lung with the 1.6 ohm coil. You can mouth to lung that. And this fire button's been working very good, very reliable, working with no problems. All right, let's get you all the specs and we'll go back up on top and tell you what it's been like vaping on this thing. Alright, so there you go. Before we start, let's talk a little bit about the juice I've been vaping on. Picked this up at NVE in Long Island, New York last weekend. This is Dragonthal by DNA Vapor. Really good, you know, I guess it's dragon fruit, but, you know, they describe it as taste of vibrant, exotic fruit perfectly combining its subtle nectarous savor and slightly tart flavor with a chilling exhale of menthol. The first thing I'll tell you is in this device, I don't get any menthol, all right? But the juice itself, the fruity combination, I don't normally like dragon fruit if that's what's in there because they're not really being that specific, but I don't normally like dragon fruit, but the combination of fruit in here is a really nice, light, yet tasty summer vape, and it's really enjoyable. I'll take a vape. It's really nice. It's not overpoweringly sweet, and you get the fruits in there that you can't say it's this and this and this. It's just a mix of fruit, but it's strong enough that you get the taste, but not so light that I wouldn't like it. I actually like it, although in here, which is only thing I've been vaping on, I'm not getting the menthol. Maybe it needs more power to do that, but either way, I'm enjoying it, and that's DNA Vapor's Dragonthal. I see these going for like $14, $15 for two 260s in here. So really good price on that. I'll put a link on their screen, which I probably did already. Now, to the mod. So this is the second item that I've reviewed for AAA Vapor, and I have one more coming up, but there's some nice little devices. Now this style, a lot of people will say, oh, we don't use that anymore, it's only 30 watts. There's still a big market for this, and this is still a nice, solid device. Feels good in the hand, it works good, it's drop dead simple, which, you know, for new vapors, that a pod is not, they're not enjoying a pod, you know, and a lot of vapors, you try a pod, you know, if you're new and you're watching a video for the first time, or, you know, videos about quitting smoking and getting into vaping. If you don't like one thing, try something else. There's so many different styles of vaping and so many different things out there. And this is a very good one. This allows people to get more flavor, more vapor than you would in a pod. And yet you have a nice, simple device with just a button to choose between your 3 power levels and a button to fire, and that's it. The tank that's coming with it, you have the 2 coils. You have the 0.6 and the 1.6 mesh. Now, the 1.6 is what you would use for a Nic Salt or a 50-50 regular juice, you know, with a higher nicotine if that's what you want. I got the 0.6 in here right now, so I'm able to direct lung this. The tank on here is working great. It's small, but again, you're doing a max, you know, vaping is 30 watts, so you still get a decent amount of time out of vaping on something like this between the charge and the amount the juice this holds. It's a nice little vape. A lot of vapor, a lot of flavor. You're not going to get super sub-ohming. It is a restrictive direct lung on the 0.6 ohm coil. One thing which you saw me up close that I really, really, really like is they label the coils like this. All right, you don't have to sit there trying to, you know, look closely at that to read that. My bad eyesight, I love that. I love having a little sticker on there telling me what coil it is before I put it in. Even tells you the recommended wattage on there, and that's just wonderful. Great idea. Little touches like that are very nice, especially if it's a kit for a new vapor. It's great that they do that. Overall, the button's nice. It's protruding enough that it's easy to find. One thing also is they now have this version in a raised, not smooth like this is, but actually a textured raised area. She showed it to me at the show, and it's very nice. They only had one there, so I told them, keep that one. I'll show this one, but I'll tell people that they do have ones with texture. And the texture makes it a little more grippy. Gives you a little more grip, a little feel on it that's nice, and I always do like something that has a little texture on it like that. So you do have that option. I'm assuming it's available on their website or going to be available. And their website is also on the screen, since we can't put it in the descriptions anymore. Thank you, YouTube. But overall, very happy with this. This is the Cub from AAACigs.com. And yeah, nice little kit, working well. Good amount of vapor on that 0.6 ohm coil. And as you saw, this is the blue one, but we do have a black carbon one. I haven't used it, it's just kind of ripped open the top there. Going in to give away TARDIS there. We'll be giving that away to one of my Patreons. Thank you so much to AAA Vape for giving one to give to the Patreons, and to all you Patreons. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. I think I'm going to go back outside in the misting area and try and cool down. Have a great weekend. Bye.